moderator, Todd the Horner. Let's bring him on in. Give a round of applause for cast and crew of Stream.
Coming up slowly but surely.
No one told us enough.
More!
You mean this was slightly disorganized?
Slightly.
Is that what you're trying to say?
They scheduled a photo op during the panel.
Nice.
And then they pushed.
We need 2 chairs.
This whole room gets stamped. Roebuck's coming up, Felissa's coming up, Bill Mosely might be coming up.
All right. So
Start, and then
let's just rock and roll. So hello again, everybody. Welcome to New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival. I'm your moderator, Todd the Horner. Let's just go down the line here. You probably know who all these folks are, but we're going to let them go down the line, starting with Mike Levy here. Introduce yourself and the role you played in the production.
Michael Levy, I am the director and one of the producers of Stream, and also played Brad the Maintenance Man.
I am Jason Levy. I am one of the producers of Stream as well, a writer, and also I played Player 1.
Hello, I'm Liana Friedman, and I'm Player 3 in Stream.
I'm Mark Haynes, and I'm Player 4.
I'm Gilbrando Acevedo. I play Officer Brunswick.
Hold on, there's some more people there.
We have some more here.
They'll be trickling in.
Allison and Sophia.
Kristen Bear, I play Mr. Welsh. The hot dog, yeah. Nice.
Oh, another one came in here.
There it is.
Everyone give it up for Danny Roebuck.
And Roebuck, everybody.
I am not now, and I've never been a communist. Unlike all you poor people who live in New York City.
You got a point there.
Oh, why did you hand me? You're in the movie. Why am I holding it?
They went already, Danny.
Oh,
They went
Daniel
already.
Roebuck. Daniel Roebuck. Howard in the movie.
All right.
Another one just walked in.
Dan, you want to sit down?
All right.
That's Marcus
I'm here.
Slabine.
Marcus
He
Slabine.
doesn't count. We don't need to hear from him.
I'm Mark Slabine. I'm one of the producers of this film.
Hey, Noah.
I'm also the guy on the screen.
All right, so I'm going to keep my question. We have quite a crowd here, which is awesome. I'm going to keep my comments briefly because no one cares what the moderator has to say. And then
Can I
we'll
just
turn it over.
suggest, I'm sorry, before you go, everybody who's born on an even day, take a breath in, and on the odd day, take a breath out, and that way we're all survive. If we just keep that system going. This gentleman, do you need us to go down there?
I was going to say, if there's enough room, if you get behind them and creep them out, that's
Well, there's tables here.
Looks sturdy.
Said like, yeah.
Wow, this is actually nice.
I hope it falls.
Mark, catch me.
But I am not liable for any of this, just so we can get that on the record.
I'm sitting in
okay?
between the two.
All right.
We all in?
So, Mike, I'm going to start with you. Tell us where the concept for a stream and the idea for it came from.
So yeah, you know what's funny? It was back in like 2015, 2016 that it was Bitcoin and some of those things were kind of popping up, and technology, and we obviously always wanted to. We love horror, so we want to make a single location horror movie. And it was kind of at the start of that with myself, Jason, Steve. We were talking about those concepts and what's going on. And I personally always wanted to do a family kind of horror movie that takes place in a hotel. So for me, like that was kind of the start of it. And then it was like, well, how do you make this unique? And it was Steve and Jason who, again, through these conversations back and forth, it was like, what's scary today? What's something that really hasn't been done or hasn't been touched upon a lot? See? Hotel lights flickering. And it was like, you know, what made Jaws special, right? It was day at the beach, and you kind of exploit those safe spaces. Nightmare on Elm Street, Your Dreams, Halloween in the Neighborhood, and Camp Crystal Lake, Jason, Friday the 13th. So it's like, what is something that everybody does now that everybody feels safe about? It's like technology, your cell phones, you know, is the Alexa listening to us? And so that's kind of how the birth of it all started. And then it was like, you know, taking this and now turning it on its head and making it a competitive game. And that's really how we kind of steamrolled from there.
Okay.
Awesome.
By the way, he said, hey, we're making a family horror movie. And I thought, oh, horror movie for the family. No, we're going to kill the entire family.
All right, so this question is for each of you. So we are seeing over the last few years a real resurgence in horror. I mean, it's always been there, right? But now it seems like it's more popular than ever, more, and I hate the word mainstream, but what I mean by that is we're seeing movies like Scream, Terrifier 2, Obsession, and indie films playing in theaters, right? And getting widespread recognition. I mean, Weapons is winning Academy Awards. What do you attribute this to? What do you attribute this resurgence, especially of indie horror?
For one, I think that fans, all of us, the fans, are kind of tired of the same regurgitation that the studios are doing, and we're yearning for something fresh, something different. And great that the indie community is doing that. They're doing things that the studios are too afraid to do. And that's where some of the new creative ideas are coming out of. And luckily, being a part of the Terrifier franchise, one of the most things I know that a lot of us that are part of it are proud of is that it kind of blew the doors open for the movie theaters to the distributors and everybody to kind of take us more seriously and give these other films, these indie filmmakers, opportunities to be seen on a larger scale. And I think that has really, you know, snowballed the entire thing.
And I think too is you're going back to the roots, right? Like what was Halloween with a bunch of friends making a movie like that at the time? So like you had a big group around you. Oh,
Now it's a card. Now it's a card.
but like really going back to the roots.
You've been in like a lot of horror movies over the years. I'm curious to your the studio independent. So like I'm curious about what you think.
So, Felissa, we're having, hello, we're having, hi.
You missed that.
Is it
Felissa?
Look at that.
Give it up for the purse guy, everybody.
First of all, his name is Jim, and I'm madly in love with him. He's the sweetest person I ever met. And it takes a village to put on these shows, so let's give it up for all the volunteers.
And I'm officially retiring as moderator. Felissa will be taking over.
Listen, you guys,
Thank you so much.
And Bill just joined.
Bill Mosley.
Wow.
Dan, you will eventually get to answer the question. I'm just not entirely sure.
Bill, I want to see you here.
What? Put us on the table. I'm scared of this.
That's my boyfriend. Makes perfect sense.
I think the answer is look, the reason these movies, I'm telling you, this is, I want you to look at this group of people. I'm going to say something that has nothing to do with anything else. It's a great idea, yes. It's a great concept, yes. The fact is, we all laugh from the time we get to the set to the time we go home. Everyone's making fun of each other. The movies, I think, resonate because we're joyfully making them and we're proud to work with each other. And there's something to be said for that. So the studios are never going to have that. Because when I go work for the man has a lot of demands. When you work with your friends, they ask you to do something and you want to please them. So that's my thinking on that.
But the man always pays more.
Let's give it a take.
So Felissa and Bill, before you guys came in, the question was, we're seeing a real resurgence and renaissance of horror. especially indie, like movies like Stream are showing in theaters, making money, drawing crowds, and I think theaters are starting to wake up that these movies can make money. What are some of the things you think attribute to this resurgence of horror that we're seeing? Someone could pass one of the mics back.
I won't talk about the current political scene. Because actually horror is a great genre because, of course, life is fucking scary. And, it's a lot easier to watch it on screen in 3 acts than, our day-to-day existence. That's my, metaphysical take on it. But I've always loved horror. I mean, it's just, ever since I was a kid. I would actually, sneak into, the TV room at midnight and watch. I come from Chicago, so it was Shock Theater. It was there.
Where Pope's from.
And yeah, man, just watch all those, giant insect movies, beginning at the end, Them, and stuff like that. I was totally into it, so I would just love to get scared. And then it's always fun to go on a date and see like a horrible, scary movie, and then you get a little closer.
That's romance.
Yeah, that's romance. And I'm sure Felissa has some thoughts about it.
Absolutely none. Fuck that. Finally the world woke up. We're far along. It's like, thank you, world, for understanding that we are the most creative, exciting. We're a roller coaster ride that you don't want to get off. Horror will stay forever. It's just a matter of, the masses deciding, okay. But we have such great films out right now. I don't know if anyone's seen Obsession.
Word.
And I don't want to say that there's a little movie coming out called Scary Movies too. I have my scene, partner, son, husband scene over there. That's a little blood. Did you like that, Bill Nelson? Did I do good?
This is the shameless self-promotion part of our program. Right, so I have a question for the people here, for the players. How does it make you feel? You come to conventions like this and you see people walking around in the costumes and the player masks and stuff. Did you have any idea that this movie would take off to that extent?
It's my favorite thing ever. I love seeing Christine. She's rocking out in Player 3. And you know in Player 3 what's amazing. It's so, the attention to detail with every costume just blows me away. And then throughout the convention, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to put my necklace on, I forgot to put my little hand gloves on, because I see all the attention to detail, and I'm like, I have to keep up, because they have more pieces on than me. So I'm just impressed every time. It's really special.
I would say it's very humbling. The reason why me and my brother started making movies back in the day is because we always loved to entertain, and to just take somebody out of the world that they live in for just a second, even as a millisecond, is what puts a smile on our face. And to see that we've had an impact, in horror, with seeing this is crazy, but it makes us happy and it makes us keep going. So I just want to give yourselves a round of applause, all the fans in here, because you drive us to keep making these films. And it's a really humbling thing to see you guys really, taking to it. So thank you.
Yeah, it's really it's overwhelming to see how people appreciate all the passion and everything that we put into it, and we did this because we love doing what we're doing, and it's just great to see that everybody enjoyed it and appreciates what we're doing here.
Fantastic. All right, so Mike, we're done with you, so I'm going to take your mic.
Thank you, Ray.
So we're going to flip it over. We have a great crowd. I think this holds the record for most panel guests we've ever had. So I'm honored to be a part of this. So we're going to turn it over to the audience for now. Raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll pass the mic back to you. And okay, down here on the end, if you could pass that down.
Thank you,
So we can hear
Brian.
you.
Well, I'm actually an actor myself.
Yeah.
So basically, I want to actually promote my. I'm not actually asking a question. I just wanted to promote my friends.
That's a go-getter right there.
Wow. Because listen, Vinny Rizzo is one of my best friends in film, and he's a filmmaker. And you guys gotta work with him. And anyone in this audience, I hope you are all trying to get into the business as well too, because this is actually a question for the audience as well. Because I'm like an ambassador to Syndicate today, and Michael Levy's fiance, Michael Levy's wife, Serafina, and Vinny's fiance. They're both speech therapists, and like I said, and Michael. Something I'm going to tell you, Vinny, Rizzo, and you, and maybe they're just a friendship waiting to happen.
Very good, very nice. Hey, you give a round of applause. It's his birthday day. This week, happy birthday.
All right, Gabe.
Okay, don't worry, no puns. So I've told you, some of you before, that Scream is like, in my opinion, a better version of Hostel. But what I did want to say was what I love most about your productions that you work on, it's like a family. It's not just a work. It's not just, you guys are not just friends. You come to work and you put it out there, you do everything for each other, even if you have to stay extra days, I want to commend you because I hear all these amazing stories about you guys working when you work on sets. I said it's one of the most beautiful things I ever heard about a family on a production. And I just had to say that because I've been hearing for years about this stuff, and it just makes me so happy to hear that because we need more productions like that. I just want to say that.
You see some of the fights here, Mike. Oh, great. Really good. Really, really good stuff.
Your brothers, it's in
yeah.
the rule book that you have to.
Oh, have to. It's not a fight on the set, not 30%.
Exactly. All right, so an actual question, anybody?
Pass the mic
All right,
back.
pass the mic. Let's the gentleman in the fancy Hawaiian shirt here.
You've got to be able to fill the room. Yes.
So a question for, I guess, Mike. Sorry, everybody. With the expansion of horror, with the growing budget, like from Terrifier 2 to Terrifier 3, do you find it more freeing or more stressful to have a larger budget to work with, rather than having to work with the constraints of a smaller budget?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? More money, more problems, but also you're able to expand on a lot of ideas that you kind of have to zero and hone in on and not do as grand maybe as you'd like to do because money is obviously a factor a lot. But I also like working in more restricted budgets too, in the sense of I think that's where we get to be the most creative and trying to figure out how to make something work. But yeah, obviously we always like more money. Actors, close your ears because we can use it for other things. Yeah, it's always great, obviously, because then you can do a lot more.
More for the food budget.
Right.
Oh, no pizza. All right, next question. Right to your right. I'll get you, sir, in the back. Don't worry. I got you.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Let me get you a question here. So, you said you wanted to make a modern horror film, and you did. You made a modern horror film, but, the cast spans about 40 years worth of horror actors. And there's a lot of little nuances that bring things back, even like the Aussie throwback with Oswald. How was it like making that, something fresh, but also being able to play to the crowd that do know these movies and know the actors from all the films that they were in?
First of all, everybody making this movie is a horror fan, number one. So for us, it was very natural and easy to do, and we wanted to blend kind of, if you notice the tone, obviously, which you do of Stream, is kind of blending that old school tradition, tropes, and people that we love seeing on screen for decades, and then kind of bring it into the 21st century, and then bring in some of that new modern stuff. And that was something that was really fun and exciting for us that we had hoped other horror fans would also enjoy, and I think it looks like it was pretty successful on that end, and we're going to continue to grow it with Stream 2. Who's excited for Stream 2?
Yeah. And I would say the thing too is usually, you have actors come in and, that means ending now.
Step away from that switch.
I would say everybody that's involved really was a team player, and that's very rare. And everybody up here was such a pleasure to work with, and they are phenomenal actors. And for us too, I know me and Michael, we grew up, watching horror films, and to have this amount of talent, join our team and be a part of this was rewarding for us. So give a hand for all the actors up here too. Everybody, from the horror actors to our actors, the players, everybody. Really, really good job.
that microphone down. Thank you. Look at that, following instructions.
So I have two questions. One on the independent film network side. I'm trying to get into the short films myself, if you had any advice on that end. And then also reaching out to your cast. How do you go about that?
Let Marcus speak quickly. We let him be silent for too long. It's a question. You listen to the question?
Do you have to?
I literally am being blinded by.
So for independent horror, making your own stuff, just do it. Just don't wait for anybody to give you the opportunity. Don't wait for the money to come, because you're going to learn through the whole process. Just go out and make anything you can. Get a phone, get a camera, get anything, and just shoot and make, because you're going to learn and you're going to grow and you're going to network. Put it into festivals and kind of meet people that are at the same tier and kind of grow together. And the second question was, how do you get the actors?
Like going about why Felissa, why Bill?
Money? No. No.
Wow.
No.
People were paid on this?
No. You know what it is? It's again, it's that networking and meeting with people and seeing how it clicks. And then showing them a script. Like, luckily, Felissa, Danny, Bill, and everybody else that was a part of it, they liked the script. They clicked with it. Obviously, we became very friendly over the festivals and convention circuits and all. And then, just as they're taking a chance on us, right? And they believe in us. They believe in the project, which is very humbling, because, we're new filmmakers and up and coming, and, they believed in what we were doing, and then they joined. So again, just be kind of open and honest about what you want to do, and be genuine. And I think that genuine people kind of find genuine people and love to work together.
And yeah, listen,
Hold on, you don't have a microphone. There's another panel. That's why you're here.
Okay, guys. I understand. Well, you made this in a hotel, and I understand a lot of you stayed in a hotel at the same time. How did it feel to work and kind of live in the same place for a period of time?
You guys, any of the actors want to answer that?
I don't think you needed the script too much for it to be a horror movie. It was a little bit scary, sad, I think. The lights were always dim, even though it was a real hotel.
No, that was only your room.
My room, when I walked in, I think they used it for something. There was blood on the floor, fake blood on the floor when I checked in. There was no one at the front desk when I checked in. It was spooky. It was fun.
We had Jeffrey Combs welcoming everyone.
I don't know. Goddamn theater. The great thing is, the commute was perfect. The bad thing was, if you wanted to eat, you had to go through the greatest battlefield in the history of America, and you had to find a guy who would make you a cheeseburger, and you'd be like, I'll give you any amount of money. I just want a cheeseburger. But it was great. I actually, when I got there, I was like, this is amazing. I remember it snowed right.
Oh yeah, we got trapped. We got
trapped in.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
We got to roll out of bed, leave the lights up, and then roll out of bed and kind of shoot, leave everything, and then go back to. That was so surreal. We were the only ones, for the most part, staying in the hotel. So it was really interesting. It would be great. I recommend doing that anytime.
Right.
Oh, it's COVID, right?
It was COVID, and we were all supposed to stay in our rooms, and Dave Sheridan thought it would be fun to leave through the window and go play poker.
Oh yeah, he snuck out. We were shooting in Gettysburg, and he played poker in Maryland. He went across the border, got kidnapped, trapped there.
He called me, he's like, I play poker. I got back. I couldn't do it. Okay, buddy.
Yeah. So quick follow-up, you said most of the hotel, there were other guests there, and how were they reacting?
So there was, I don't know, the hotel, we were pretty much there by ourselves, but there was one or two guests, I guess, that the hotel opened up to let's stay there for the night. They didn't tell them we were shooting a movie. So here's David Howard Thornton dressed as one of the players looking in the peephole. And a woman, you heard it. I think they said what their second name they screamed at the door and then they answered. But then they were lovely. If they ever see this, they were great. No, they were. Then you're making a movie. The hotel didn't even tell us this. They're like, well, the hotel didn't tell us anybody else was here. They're not supposed to be here. But it worked out. And yeah.
Yeah, because that could have been the trivia answer to how come David Howard Thornton isn't in Terrifier 3?
But that would have been a great shot to get. Very realistic.
And then
no budget.
Yeah. And then we transferred to the theater. That was the other location, which is where Bill mostly scene was in. We shot in a little nice local theater in Staten Island. Totally nowhere near Gettysburg.
All right, we have this gentleman here. Hold on, Tim.
No, I'm good.
Are you good? All right.
Yeah, he was yawning. We're trying to be more interesting. Be more interesting.
Yes, sir.
What can we expect from Scream 2?
Michael
Lana.
not in it.
Lana and
Lana and Toward.
Have a brother and a sister. You
And
want to
we
know
came
where
from-
they came
We
from.
don't know what happened.
But they're from the South. And they're married too.
And they're looking, but the difference is, he's playing Lana,
Right.
she's playing Toward. You can expect it's going to be, I love using this phrase, high octane. It's going to be very fast paced. We're going to expand upon the world. We're going to expand upon the mythology. We're going to really, in the first movie, it was kind of like a mystery in the beginning. It was a little bit of a slow build up to what ended up being that, this is a really big game and everyone's kind of watching it. And now we're able to, from the start, jump right into that world and kind of showcase. And we're really excited about, even creatively, what we're going to do. There is some big news that's going to drop this week, so be on the lookout for that's really all I can kind of say about it. I wish I could say more, but it's going to be really exciting, and we're just going to build upon it. We're going to have a great cast of old and new. So, thank you.
Nice.
So I have a quick question. Gilbrando is very quiet down at the end, so my question is for you. How do you stay so damn sexy?
I learned that from Mike, actually.
Wait, really?
Absolutely.
You got a future.
Someone wants to come here.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
What is something that you've learned from your previous projects that you plan to bring into your next projects?
Nothing.
You learn with every project, right? So it's like every project you try to bring, and again, you gotta remember when we did Stream, the first one, this is before Terrifier 2 was finished. This was before Terrifier 2 was released in theaters. So Stream was shot pretty much before any of that had happened and exploded, so we kind of learned through that. And then it came out, Stream, right before Terrifier 3, and then we learned a lot of that as well. So there's a lot of knowledge just from working on the 2 Terrifier films that we had not had when we had worked on Stream. That we're going to bring into this. So it's like every project, and you just work how to be more efficient. How certain things that the fan base really likes, or certain things that you want to change up. So there's a lot of stuff that you learn.
And now Dave Sheridan has to wear an ankle monitor. Whatever he's in a movie.
And I will also say this, like if you're making a film, especially independently, there's no right or wrong way to do something. And at the end of the day, it's all what's in that box, like what's the viewer seeing. You can light things however many different ways you want to light them, but it's the people you surround yourself with that know how to get it done. Steve, who's the cinematographer, never comes to any cons. Give it up for Steve. He's the one that is a big part of this whole thing too. So happy to have him on the team. But yeah, like you learn through every project, like Mike said.
We're happy to have you on the team.
Yeah, on the team. Thank you, buddy.
He's also a huge horror fan, so make sure if you see him, ask him what his favorite horror films are.
And Jamie too, everyone. She was our assistant director as well. She's soon going to be the director when you fly.
Oh, that was the big news, by the way. Mike's fired. Jamie's taking over. Tammy in the front has a question. Pass one of the microphones.
Practical Jokers connection.
Oh, for Stream?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. For anybody who doesn't know, Brian Quinn from the Impractical Jokers and his writing partner, producer Joe Bergio of the Impractical Jokers have written the script for Stream 2. And just they totally get where we want to go with it. It's going to be really fun, and just like there are beats to a joke, there are beats to a scare, and they totally understand tension and that kind of way to get to those punchlines. And so Stream is not only going to be scary and a really great thrill ride, it's going to be pretty funny too. Like the first movie with Donna and Howard and some of the other stuff. So we're looking to entertain on all different levels. And
So they know how to write through the voices of love.
I don't think it's gonna work.
All right, I've sort of lost track of the microphone, but let's circle it back. We got one more question. I think we have time for one or two more.
Hi again, guys. You're talking about working on a low budget. I think short film. I'm not here to promote them like some people are trying to promote things. But I've occasionally written to my budget. Are there things that you wanted to do that you realized were beyond your budget and you had to kind of skip?
Let Steve answer that. Steve, bring this to Steve.
Steve, hi. I didn't have an answer for that. Of course, that's the one you sent to me.
Give him a microphone.
The answer is yes.
An active one, preferably.
Here you go. It doesn't matter. I don't need it. It's a very small room. The answer is yes. I can't think of what specifically at the moment, but there's always something that you can shoot or you want to shoot, and you have to kind of craft the story around it. And that's one reason we picked like the hotel and doing it in one location and trying to just build the story around what we know we could do at this tier. And now for the second one, like Mike said, we want to expand everything and go bigger. So it's still a question of what can you do within the budget, but finding a way to keep adding more, a little more. Just kind of push it to look more than it actually costs, but use your money as effectively as possible. I don't know if you have a specific example. I don't remember what we cut. We did this so long ago.
I know.
My salary.
I have a question. What about AI?
Well, I think AI is scary, right? And
Is
that's
that
part
going to
of.
help things? Does that help a budget? Does that make?
I think
Make a
the thing
movie
with
about AI,
the thing with AI is this. I
Michael,
think if
wanna
you
make a
use
movie?
it, I think if you use AI as a tool and not a replacement, I think it's okay. It's kind of like how CGI works and Photoshop works and things. And obviously, it can help move things quicker and be more efficient. But I think that you really need to be careful in how you utilize it. I think it could be a great tool, but I just think that, again, it cannot replace. If it replaces, it loses the heart, it loses the soul of everything, because you see, and look, they will perfect it, and it'll get better for sure. But again, I don't think we can lose the human, because that's what kind of makes it special, and I think that's what makes it real, and that's what makes it unpredictable.
Yeah. All right, we're coming up on our time, unfortunately, so I want to give up. Chris Waters is here. Okay. Yes. Calm down. All right. Where's the microphone? One final question.
I don't know that I
for
need to have a
Bill.
big enough mouth.
No. Otherwise, the sound will.
Okay.
will not be
My question is, for those of you who worked with Tim Curry on this, what was that like? Because I was so excited to see.
Oh my
it.
God, it's like holding a soft, stuffed penis.
Favorite answer of all time.
Yeah. I mean, there it is, right? It was incredible. Tim is amazing. Tim is so humble. He's just a wonderful person, very supportive, and he was like really excited to be a part of the project, and to see that from someone of his caliber and his history, to like be excited to be a part of it. He even said like, I'm so happy you called. I'm like, I'm sorry, he said yes. So it was really exciting. He's somebody that I really grew up loving all of his stuff, like I think most of us in the room, and to be able to see him come back too from what he's come back from, and to bring him to the horror community, it was definitely an honor to be able to do that with Stream.
Awesome. All right, so we have a special presentation, but before we do that, I want to first of all thank the panel here for bringing us a really fun movie and keeping indie filmmaking going. I want to just go down the line and give everybody just a few final words about Stream. It could be anything, a favorite memory, or just any comment you want to make about the film. Chris, we'll start with you.
I think my favorite part about Stream and what drew me to the project is the uniqueness and creativity. It was, although it's like tough to fully reinvent the wheel, the plot was like something new to me. And obviously working with a great group of people, but I also remember when we were filming, like this, it was basically streaming online, and you could bet on whose style points. And I remember as we were filming,
You were in a
sports
hot
betting.
tub with a naked
I know,
chick.
that's in an abandoned building in negative weather, freezing winter. So it wasn't a hot tub. Jason says they had heat. That was a lie. How about the outtakes? Jason had to hold me from behind.
All right, he's not that way.
There's children in this room, Chris. You get splashed in the face while she was. And Bill Mosely.
Well, that's hard to follow up.
I rest my case.
I just like being on Staten Island and beating someone with a baseball bat.
What was the question?
Well, my question was, what's actually in that coffee?
I literally got it. Holy vodka. What was my favorite thing about Scream?
Just your quick final words about the movie.
I love working with Danny Roebuck.
Okay.
Well, Stream was probably my first big project, honestly, I wanted to just say thank you to Mike and Marcus and Jason and honestly Bill, like working with you just as a younger actor and watching you work and being in the scene with you just reminded me to be courageous and yeah, I'm so grateful to you guys.
Thank you. Of course, we're connected forever. And I just want you to, Chris, I don't want you to know there's always, every budget of a movie, there's always shrinkage. Nobody was offended. I would work with these guys for free, for no money, forever. And that's simple.
No, that's how you get hired too.
So let's get that in writing.
It was so funny. I'll keep it short. But you know, like it's the memories that I kind of have from working with Steve. It was easily the greatest film that films that I've ever personally worked on. Every day was like going to hang out with your friends and your family, and it was also during a time in COVID where no one was able to do anything. And every night you go to bed and you wake up and you're like, oh shit, this horror legend that you grew up watching is here, and we're gonna murder him. I think it was Dick Harris and
Mark Holton.
Yes, and Mark Holton.
Dee Wallace was like, there's this guy next door to my room, you need to move him. He's like trying to look in, he's like excited. No.
Danielle Harris. But yeah, like this was also like I said, it's one of the greatest films I've ever worked on, and also hanging out one night and taking a full bottle of whiskey to the face.
Yeah, we
and
had to do
it for 6 hours straight, and being expected to work the next day. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, I would say that it's about the relationships that you build, and as opposed to using the word network, I like relationships, and definitely for the last 16 plus years, I've had an incredible relationship working with Mike and his brother, and now we have an extended family, and I just want to continue to move forward with that family. And I think for all of you guys that are asking questions about making film, work with people that are your friends if you can, that are talented, and build a relationship, and I think that you're going to have something very successful.
Yeah, I think I've worked on other mainstream projects and having small bit parts and stuff. And there was an obvious discrepancy between like the big time actors and like me and stuff. So I came into Stream and I know it was like a who's who of the horror community. So I was kind of expecting that that all these big names would treat me different and they'd be treated different. But when I came here and showed up, we were all family and everything. So nobody acted like they were better than anybody, and it was just like a big group where everybody got along and we were all family. So I appreciate that, especially these people back here. They've got these big names back here.
All right, Liana, we'll wrap it up with you. I know Chris is itching.
We had the best cast, the best crew, and I'm just manifesting Scream 2 and the completion of the franchise, and just for it to keep growing. Even this room, every time we grow more and more, and it's just amazing.
Well, the room's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, or I'm getting bigger.
I want to just plug.
Mike, yeah,
I just
how
want to
about
plug quickly. We're doing a stream board game, and we have it here. You guys can check it out. It's all still in test mode and stuff, and it's still concept of how it's going to look and stuff. But we have our two new board game players that are walking around, and we're partnered up with where are they? Nerdbox, Red Duke. They're here, so make sure you check it out. Go play the game if you can. It's going to be really amazing. Players there for the board game. And yeah. So we're really excited about it. So again, we're just expanding the universe, the stream universe, and I'm super excited.
And you guys can find them. They're in the vendor room. They have big signs. So if you guys want to play, we played it. It's very, very fun. It's very cool. So definitely check it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. We have one Chris Waters here, who is an amazing artist, and he builds all the sculptures and awards for this convention. My Film Festival, First Contact Film Festival. Chris has a special presentation he'd like to make. Chris, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks, everybody. My name is Chris Waters. I'm a sculptor, artist, and I've been working with the New Jersey Horror since the very first show. And I make all the trophies and awards for the film festival. And on top of that, we give out a few celebrity awards, Lifetime Achievement Awards, things like that, for people who we feel that have done a lot for us in the horror world. So every time I get a chance to make one of these or present it, I'm really pinching myself. I get to work with so many people and see all these people all the time.
We love you, Chris.
Thank you. But and it just it means a lot for me to be able to make it. Like, what is an award? It's a Lifetime Achievement Award, or is it a participation award or whatever? Or Oscars, But what I think it basically is showing gratitude. It doesn't mean that the other person didn't get the award. I just think that person gets the gratitude for that moment, and I just think it's very important in people's careers. So without further ado, I'd like to hand out my next award, and this person totally deserves it. One of the hardest working actors in the world, and not only that, but has the best attitude out of anybody that I've seen in a long time. So without further ado, I'd like to present New Jersey HorrorCon Icon Award to Mr. Daniel Roebuck.
I'm holy.
Don't act like Chris Guttadaro now.
Well, this might make it happen, Tim. You finally got an award. Let's do it. Look, I'm completely flabbergasted. I thought this was going, when you started, I was like, oh, that's nice, I'm here. Maybe you know something. Have you talked to my doctor? Well, I'm blown away, and I'm grateful, and God bless you all, and thank you for loving horror. That's amazing. Thank you.
One more round of applause for the cast and crew. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Guys, we're going to do a quick selfie with everybody in the room.